Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are watching this video at Up the Reds TV with me, Andy Canby. So, totally unexpected after yesterday's post-match. I didn't think Onslaught was doing a presser today about the City game, so took me by surprise. So I've had to obviously finish work and come home and listen to it and do the Man City preview today instead of tomorrow. And what an interesting press conference Onslaught had today. It was really good. Injuries front first. Cody's looking a bit of a doubt for Sunday. I thought he might have been in and around. He says, look, we'll have to see what he does in training today. So it might be a bit too early for him. Obviously, Joey's had an operation on his hammy, so obviously we can rule him out. I think we can rule him out for the rest of the season, if I'm honest with you. And that's about it, really. So on the injury front. So, first question: are Liverpool getting nervous now with not winning that game last night, and with and going one game ahead of Arsenal? Onslaught came back. Great answer. We are not looking at Arsenal. We're just taking care of our 12, 13 games. Well, we've got 12 league games left. The 13th, he meant probably the Carabao final against Newcastle next month. But he said, we are not looking at anybody behind us. We are not bothered about anybody behind us. We're just dealing with our own self. And right attitude to take, and hopefully that'll be the attitude him and his coaching staff say to the players for the last 12 league games. Yes, we've got Champions League in March as well. It's either going to be Benfica or PSG, but really I'd just like us to concentrate on the league games, and obviously the final next month. And it was interesting. He was asked about Darwin Nunez missing that chance to possibly win the game. His answer was superb. He said, I didn't mind him missing the chance. It was his application 20 minutes after that chance that wasn't unacceptable. Now, lots of Reds, even myself last night, called out Darwin about his performance. Was it a sitter? It probably was a sitter. Should Dom have taken it on and took the glory? He probably should have done. But just on Darwin, he said, look, Endo showed the example of what a true pro is when he comes off the bench, and he will have a word with Darwin about his 20-minute performance. I did see in the after videos that he walked off from a distance, did Darwin, and obviously the manager wasn't far behind him as they were walking off the pitch. So yeah, lots on social today about Darwin and his future at Liverpool and whatever. Look, at the end of the day, we've got 12 games to go. We need him. Whether he's going to deliver for us, nobody knows, because at the moment he's not delivering for us at all on a regular basis. Not just Brentford. I mean regular basis. Now I've seen a few games this season. I'm lucky enough to have tickets. I've seen him live. The only game where he looked sharp for me was the Bournemouth game when we beat him 3-0. It was 3-0 at half time, wasn't it? And he scored one of the goals. And obviously that was it. And he came off the bench at Brentford, and really he couldn't miss he couldn't miss the first one. It just inside the 6-yard box. So the second one, finished it off as well. But I've seen him virtually have a full game against Accrington Stanley, non-existent, and that was Accrington Stanley in the FA Cup. Endo played in that game, superb. Seen him come on other times, and his body language is all wrong. We need all our players for the next 12 games. We do not want to be talking about Darwin Nunez, what he's not delivering. He's a number 9. He's an out-and-out striker, and he shouldn't be missing chances like that. Arne said, look, I don't mind the miss, but it's the application. So he said, like I say, he will be having a word with him, and rightly so. Should he have called him out? Yes, he should call him out. He's the gaffer of the team, and maybe he's already had a conversation with him, and he's not taken anything on board. Just talk about conversations. I'll mention Trent and Jota with the substitutions yesterday as well later. But yeah, so hopefully he's had that conversation today with him, and he's going to improve. He has to, because like I say, we need all our players. If he's not, Chiesa's on the bench. I don't know what Chiesa's not doing in training for him to get minutes in that decent team. It's all right him having a bad FA Cup game against Plymouth. He didn't really, majority of the players, it's new to him. But I think he should be given a chance. This is my personal opinion. I don't know what you guys think. Leave the comments below when you've watched the video. But I think he should be. I know we've got him for 10 million, but he is some sort of forward player, and we can't be relying on Jota, Salah. We need goal scorers from other parts of the field. Just talking about Jota, he was asked about his misses that he had, and he said, look, Jota's been missing for 4 or 5 months. Before he got his injury, he was scoring goals and he was giving assists, and he also said, and then he picked up another niggly injury that kept him out. So it's been a stop-start season for him. But he's been using him wisely to get him back up to match fitness. I thought he would have done the 90 yesterday, but obviously not. He said they've got a programme in for him to ease him back with the injury that he's had, and he's getting back to full fitness. He was a bit sharp yesterday. I mean, he did make the assist for the goal. He did miss the one-on-one where he just fluffed his lines, but if that was 6 or 7 games down the line, he'd have put that away, no doubt about that. His header as well, he's very good with his head. But you see, when he misses the chances, he doesn't smile about it, like certain other players do. He just looks up to the heavens and shakes his head to say, how have I missed that chance there? So yeah, and he said, look, we need Diogo for the next 13 games, being the cup final as well. He said we need a fit Jota. So just on that as well, about him taking him off, about Trent as well. He said, look, I spoke to Trent a couple of weeks back and told him what his minutes were going to be, and we stick to that. So he's using sports science, isn't he, to protect the players. We all were saying, why has he done that? Trent's just getting into the game, but he's going off what he's been told by the analysts at the club. Just give him so many minutes here and there. We can't risk him. He can't aggravate or get another similar injury, not this close to end of the season. So we just have to go with what he told us in the press conference today. He said, spoke about, a question was asked about Ryan Gravenberch. Did he look a bit leggy, tired? He said, look, Ryan didn't play well against Everton and Wolves, but he thought he played a lot better yesterday. Now maybe that's the new system that he used with an extra midfielder in there in Curtis Jones, and but he said yeah, he'll be fine. This is probably the longest run of games that Ryan's ever played in his career. Obviously in Holland they didn't have cup games, they only had one cup competition. He didn't get a sniff at Bayern for whatever reason, but he's come to us and he's had a plethora of games for us, and he's been one of the standout players for us this season. So if he is going through not a rough patch but a tired patch, hopefully he can rejuvenate himself starting on Sunday against City, and take us to that title that we all want. So yeah. So just going on to City, he was asked about City. He said, look, it's Pep. They brought some players in. The team's improving all the time. We can't take the Champions League results, although it's a heavy defeat and it's a sapping defeat for the players to be involved in. Hopefully, they sort of like don't bring their A game on Sunday against us. That's the only thing I'm basically concerned about. I just wondered that if Arne played that new system yesterday, whether that was on the one eye on Sunday's game to play it that way, or he reverts back to the 4-2-3-1 rather than the 4-3-2-1 system. But we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, players will have some kind of recovery day today. Tomorrow they'll be back on it, and they'll be back on it on Saturday, and then ready for the short trip up the East Lancs Road. And hopefully we do really, really well. A good performance on from the Reds. Overall, on reflection, I've seen the game back in full again when I came home, just to sort of like think about, yeah, we created lots of chances, didn't have our shooting boots on. Did we make the wrong decisions in our final pass? I'm not so sure when you look at it. Did we miss glaring chances? Yes, we did. Could we have won the game? Yeah. Should we have been 2-1 down at half time? No. We shot ourselves in the foot by the way that we give the goals. I mean, the first goal was like 20 odd seconds before, with the free kick coming in, that it went in to the back of the net by Tielemans, and it shouldn't really have got to that stage. We should have been dealing with that ball in the box. It was like a hot potato. And obviously the second goal where, as I said, that Watkins started the move and ran into the box. Nobody ran in with him, and 2-1. And then we recovered second half, and really we should have won it, or they could have won it right at the last kick of the added time as well. So yeah, positive. Look, 22 games unbeaten. Yeah, there's lots of draws in there, but we are a hard team to beat, and we need to have that attitude for the next 12 league games that we've got. 7 at home and 5 away. So we should be picking up wins in some of those away games, and not draws, and we should be winning the home games. Just had a bit of other news. Arne and the assistant, I forget what his name is, and you'll have to forgive me for that. They both accepted the FA charge of misconduct, and it's now gone back to them to give the punishment for the pair of them. You can imagine the FA rubbing their hands and say, let's do it for the next game, which is the City game. And you know, they'd absolutely love that, wouldn't they? So yeah, it's either the City game or the Newcastle game. Somebody told me today it could be the Carabao Cup final. Now, that would piss me off as a manager if the corrupt FA did that and spoilt Arne's first final with his new team. It would really piss me off if they banned him from that, because that is uncalled for when you've got 2 games before that final. Right, okay, that's enough from me. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please share the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And I will speak to you guys on Sunday for the post-match. If there's any other news tomorrow, I might do another one tomorrow, but I have heard something is imminent, which I don't want to share with you. I only share things that are 100% accurate and not just off hearsay, but I'm hearing things that something's going to happen. Might not be this week, it might be next week, but something is going to come out from the club. And well done to all those who got the ballot for the cup final, and commiserations to those who haven't. I've never won a ballot in my life at Liverpool, so but I'll keep trying. Okay, enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, and I will speak to you post-match on Sunday. Up the Reds.